Welcome to the 365 Performance Show with your host, Scott Dillon.
How you going, everybody? Today's topic is this: knowing versus doing. So, I want to share with you, around 2 years ago, I started to recognize and realize that people that are kind of successful, they tend to read a lot. So, I ended up changing my habits and I began to buy books and read all the time. I was kind of quite proud of myself because over the course, the first year I never really read before. I think I read something like 12 books, and then over the years it slowly began to increase, and now I read fairly often every day and I go through books rather quickly. But probably around 4 weeks ago now, I was going through my bookshelf, moving to Bondi, and I wanted to get rid of a bunch of stuff. And I looked at all these books that I read. And then, to be perfectly honest with you, I had this huge sense of guilt and shame because I read all these books. There was literally probably like 50 books there that I said that I've read. And to be perfectly honest with you, I really didn't implement anything from them. There might have been a couple of things, but realistically, for the amount of time that I spent reading them, all the wonderful things that I learned, the amount of things that I implemented and executed on were very, very small. And it got me thinking, how would my life be a little bit different if maybe I literally read like 1/10 of these books, but just took some teachings, or there was like one thing that I took from each book and I executed on it? How would things be a little bit different in my life? And it made me think back to all the other times in the past where I've known what to do, or I've definitely heard of better ways to do something, but then I chose not to do it. Whether it was a conscious choice or not, that might be up for debate. Sometimes, we find it hard to have the courage and commitment and confidence to execute on something and make it happen. But it just got me wondering, where in my life do I know what to do, but I'm not doing it? And I see this time and time again with people that come to our gym. A lot of time we have like really smart people that come to see us. They could be people that have done like the Cert 3, Cert 4 in fitness. Like, they're not idiots by any sense of the imagination. Maybe like we've even had some nutritionists, we've had some doctors, a bunch of other people that, you sort of hear that sort of title, you begin to think, well, yeah, they must know what they're on about. But these people I have utmost respect for, because they straight away they know that while they know what to do, they're struggling to do it right now in the moment, and that's why they're reaching out to us for a little bit of assistance to help them make it happen. I know one of my biggest pieces is I know a fair bit about management, leadership, and that area, but I really find it hard at times to execute and implement it because it's not really, I sort of going through my business and learning every single day. So just recently I did a Dale Carnegie course, and there was a bunch of information there. There was a bunch of stuff that I learnt and that I now know. But in the past, once I've got my pretty little seminar book with a bunch of notes in it, it would normally just sit at the bottom of a drawer and collect dust. So something small that I am beginning to work on right now is just every single week I'll just choose one of those bullet points, one of those notes that I wrote down, and begin to execute it in some way, shape or form. Am I going to get through the whole notes and implement everything? Most likely not. I'll most likely get sick of it and I'll move on to the next thing. But at least it's one small way of me beginning to actually implement the knowledge that I do know and execute it and actually implement it. So I want you to think about right now, where is it that you've got like the education, you've got the knowledge, you've got the skill, but you're actually not doing it. It could be with your nutrition. Right now you could feel like, you know what, yeah, I know what to eat this way, it's really good. Yeah, I know, I read this on YouTube, I saw this guy do it, my friend did this, it's awesome, I know what to do, but you're not doing it. Maybe it's with your training, maybe it's with like some rehab piece, maybe you're that guy or gal that every now and then you tend to have a little bit of a niggle in the shoulder or maybe in your lower back, and you know you should be doing your rehab. You should be proactively preventing whatever issues you have. You should maybe be doing some mobility or stretching or just increasing some of the strength in those areas that are a little bit weak, and you're not doing it. Or maybe it's in some other complete opposite end of your life. But I want you to have a think today, and I just want you to think about like what's one thing you can execute on this week in order to transfer from that knowing and not doing to beginning to do it a little bit more, and in the end help serve yourself down the track. Have a great day, and if you haven't already, make sure you head over to 365performance.com.au and check us out. Take care.